Okay, we are live.
Hi, guys. Thank you for joining. This is Essence of History, and today we're talking about Dracula. I'm Amanda Armagast.
And I'm Dr. Abbasi. What a subject, huh?
Yep, well, it's my favorite holiday. It's Halloween, and everyone knows Halloween is when all the vampires come out, especially on a full moon.
Woo, vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, number one, vampire. Where does that thing come from? Vampire.
Um, I don't know exactly where vampires come from. I would guess Romania or like somewhere over in that area.
Transylvania, yeah,
Oh,
Romania.
Transylvania. Exactly. That's so obvious.
That is in Romania, but though today's Romania is the actual place.
Yeah.
Now, now, okay, there are lots of our myths, lots of our understanding of this mythical stuff, it has some root in reality. Like mermaid. Did you know there is a genetic defect that these kids are born where the both legs are not separated? They are, or these babies have one leg only.
Mm.
And imagine you have a something baby that is mostly the stillbirth that has only one leg or two legs are they are growing together, and then all of a sudden you have something that looks like a mermaid, right?
Right.
Or the history of werewolf. There's actually a very nice book. It's called The History of Rabies, and that practically how we over the centuries we understood this rabies, how we dealt with it, how we cured it at the end, that so on and so forth. And you understand that this all of a sudden a normal person turns into aggressive,
Yeah.
bloodthirsty, wants to bite, and they salivate, all the symptoms of rabies.
And also bats and vampires are like very much together all the time on Halloween or Halloween themed stuff. And then
Yeah.
bats are so associated with rabies.
Yeah, and the vampires, they come from a combination of some presentation of some genetic diseases that if you put them together, you have all the symptoms of vampire or this. Now, like there is a disease, it's called eczeroderma. Oh my God, I forgot the name. It's on top of my tongue. It's a genetic disease that your body cannot literally fix the abnormality in your DNA. Imagine when you go under the sun, that's why you put the sun block on yourself,
Sunscreen.
sunscreen on your skin. This ultraviolet rays of the sun, they go penetrate and then they literally break down some of your DNA. There is an enzyme there that goes and reconnect your DNA. If it doesn't do that, you literally burn under the sun. I mean, everybody get a sunburn, right? Imagine a sunburn that it does not just the regular sunburn, but your skin literally falls apart because your skin doesn't repair itself. And the bad form of that is this disease that these kids, when they go under the sun, they burn. Imagine like a vampire that goes
Yeah.
under the sun. And these kids and these people, obviously, always limited. They cannot go out in the day, so they're in the night active because in the day, if they do anything, they're literally their skin burns.
And what about the garlic?
And I don't know where the garlic come from, but obviously there are some other, and part of that as well, the rabies as well is a part of the myth of vampire that they want to bite, they're aggressive and so on. And as well, another thing that you see is these vampires they are all white. They are, and this anemia was really rampant as well in Middle Ages and so on. So if you pack them all together, you come to the myth of vampire. But Dracula, or we call the Lord or of the
Count Dracula.
Dracul, Count from Dracul, is actually a historical person. Is a real
Vlad,
person.
yeah, Vlad the Impaler.
Impaler, yeah, Vlad the
Impaler.
Impaler. Now, to understand that, you have to go a lot back in history. Now, a lot back, I'm talking about 900 or 1000, where,
Yeah, the 1400s.
well, in that time frame after the fall of Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire start growing really, really fast. Then literally in that year, in the turn of the century, the whole Europe start little by little be captured by Ottoman Empire. So, and in 1100, the Ottoman Empire was way in Europe. In 1200, they were almost captured most of southern Europe, and in 1300, they were actually at the uh, gate of Austria, Vienna. That is how far they came. What we consider Eastern Europe, Romania, Bulgaria, and so on and so forth, Yugoslavia, or today we say Bosnia, Serbia, and so on, they were all under Ottoman control. We need to go a little back though. What's called today Romania, which is the birthplace of the Dracula and so on and so forth, um, we have to go back to 100 before BC, where a very famous person who we think he was a good person, but he wasn't a good person at all. I'm not sure if you know who I'm going to refer to, Caesar.
Mm.
So, Caesar start this wild campaign. First in Western Europe, where he goes to Gauls, he literally kills one third, enslave the other third, and then give the other third citizenship, Roman citizenship. So kills one third, enslave one third, and give the other third Roman citizenship. Now he has a vast army. Well, at that time, you paid your army by giving them land. But he already captured, he's no more land to give. So what does he do? Now he has to expand to east. And he expand to the east, what's called today Romania, Bulgaria, and so on and so forth. And by the way, that's why Romania is called Romania. Rome, Romania is not by chance. Well, he's in a new place. He has to give his soldier land. So he doesn't do the same thing he did in Western Europe. He kills everybody. Literally, genocide, kills everybody. So the land he can give to his people. So these people here are not original people from Romania. These are all, some of them are citizen, received Roman citizenship. Some of them, there is Roman soldier and so on and so forth. So he captures the entire area. So the culture is a Roman, Italian, European culture because he kills everybody. So they have a structure like in almost like in the middle Central Europe, meaning they have these lords, they have these counts, they have these kings, and so on. They have the same structure. Okay, and now fast forward 1,000 years later, and this are the border between Ottoman Empire and Holy Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire is a misnomer. They were neither Roman nor holy at all. So, but they are what's holding Ottoman Empire back. That's what's left. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Ottoman were brutal. I mean, uh, unbelievably brutal. But then in this phase that they go back and forth, the military move back and forth, this small princedom, they get help from Holy Roman Empire to fight against the Ottoman Empire. And guess what? The House of Dragon in uh, Eastern Holy Roman Empire, how Dracul comes is a name for dragon. House of Dragon, House of Dracul, House of Dragon is one of them, and they sort of, in a way, up and return the literally the brutalness of the war that was really how they had their wars then. So Vlad from House of Dracula, or what we call Dracula, so he when he captures the Janissaries were the elite fighters of the Ottoman Empire, and they were the like the Marines or something. As a matter of fact, when Prussian Frederick the Great, the Prussian Empire and the king, he sent his military to Janissaries to learn. So Germany learned their military skills from Janissaries, from Ottoman Empire. But in that time, 1400 something, I think that was the time frame where the Ottoman are right in the Europe, are everywhere. All of a sudden, somebody reflects, mirrors their brutalness even more than that.
Oh, he
Like,
was known for being super brutal.
so what he does, that's why it's called Vlad the Impaler, from Vlad from House of Dracula, the Impaler, because he didn't take um, prisoners of wars. He put this wooden piles, and he
Wooden
put
stakes.
yeah, put in wooden stakes, and they put it in their behind, and he raised them up so with their weight they would just, and there are good reports that by doing it that way, the wood itself, they tamponate the bleeding so they don't die right away. So one of the most brutal way of dying, and since these woods were not very sharp, they wouldn't really penetrate our major organ and kill people right away. There are some reports that people were on those stakes days and they just come down based on their own weight and so on.
And that's actually where Vlad gets his like supernatural. People were saying that he was so feared. People didn't want to go to the cities that he or his area that he lived because he would make forests of impaled people.
Yeah, they would put it on the road. That's not true. Again, this is called, remember, these were Roman who went to Romania. That was nothing unusual. That was a Roman thing. If you would fight them, they would cross you, put on a cross, and put it on the road. That it's a good story about Spartacus. That when they captured all the slave army, they put them cross every like 50 pace. They would have a cross with a slave on that, and they would as well not kill them right away as a to spread the fear. So literally, this is just a continuation of what the Roman used to do. Now, all of a sudden, um, so I think in a way, Vlad got a little bit of bad publicity because everybody was doing that. It wasn't just him that doing that, but I guess he's the person who returned the brutality to the Ottoman the same way and upped it up even, and he won because all the others who didn't win didn't make it to the history.
He
Now,
was even boiling people alive.
and that is even not new. Like boiling people new, it doesn't come from Vlad the Impaler. The Mongols used to do that. They would boil the people, use the fat of the people to put it in a clay jars, literally boil people, get their fat, put it in a clay jar, and make incendiary bombs and send it in China and other places and so on. So he sort of repeated all the brutality. Now,
I read that he fed the meat of his enemies to his soldiers, but that's kind of like disputed by historians. What he was is that true or no?
I don't know about that, but I know what um, I, I know what the Mongols did. Mongols they had some ritual thing, but it wasn't that they just eat them and so on. It just was like symbolic. And it was eating somebody's heart and so on, or drinking somebody's blood from a skull. These are all shamanistic, symbolic things that weren't unusual. It just was unusual for European Christian background and so on. But We know that as well. Going back again, um, you see, one of the things is that uh, Romania is on the crossroad on Europe, Eastern Europe in the West, South Ottoman Empire, and believe it or not, Mongols and Tatars, they went all the way to Eastern Europe, very close to Georgia, Romania, and so on. They were very close. So he got the brutality of all these cultures and combined them together.
He was innovative.
Well, he knew all the brutality of people in that area and combined them together. Would put it that way. No question, he was very brutal. That's why we talk about him.
Okay. So how did he die?
I don't. He died probably in a war or something. I'm not sure. You can look it up how he
Yeah,
died.
well, what I read was that supposedly he had survived like multiple attacks,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's where he received the immortal title.
yeah. No, he died. I think in one of the wars or from a disease that or injuries that he got from one of the war. And guess what? Like many of those people, he wasn't old when he died. He was probably in his mid 30s or 40s, to my
Yeah, he
best
was
knowledge.
45.
Yeah, he wasn't that old by today's standard when he died. Does your thing say how he died?
Yeah, he was killed in battle against the Ottomans
Yeah, okay. So
in
he
his
died.
own city.
Yeah, it is in one of at the end of the day, Ottoman did win against him, but he caused a lots of trouble before he died.
Well, yeah, apparently he was beheaded and then buried in an unmarked grave.
Mm. Well, just beheaded. That I think Ottoman were very, very lenient to him because Ottoman had much better way of killing people than just beheading them.
But it's not confirmed. He could still be out there.
Yes, he could be still out there and that they're coming for coming for you.
And it's today's Halloween, so watch out. Don't answer your door. Thank you guys for watching. This was our Halloween edition of Dracula. I'm Amanda Armagast.
And I'm Dr. Abbasi, and it is so juicy, these gory stories from regular people a few hundred years ago. Okay, thank you.